Trump pal Chris Ruddy believes he is weighing firing Robert Mueller, the special counsel overseeing the Russia probe, and says President almost gave Mueller James Comey's job. Donald Trump is considering firing Robert Mueller, the special counsel overseeing the Russia probe, according to the president's close friend Chris Ruddy. Ruddy, who is the CEO of conservative media company Newsmax, told PBS Newshour that Mueller's days might be numbered. "I think he's considering perhaps terminating the special counsel. I think he's weighing that option," he said. "I think it's pretty clear by what one of his lawyers said on television recently," said Ruddy, referring to an interview between attorney Jay Sekulow and ABC News' George Stephanopoulos on Sunday morning. "I personally think it would be a very significant mistake, even though I don't think there's a justification for a special counsel in this case," he added. Ruddy, who is frequently seen at Mar-a-Lago, said that Mueller should never have taken the job, citing two conflicts. Mueller comes from a law firm that represents members of the Trump family, he said, and, more troublingly, he had been in the running for James Comey's recently vacated seat in the FBI. Mueller, interviewed the day before, a few days before he was appointed for special counsel with the president, who was looking at him potentially to become the next FBI director, Ruddy claimed. "That hasn't been published, but it's true. And I think it would be strange that he would have a private conversation and then become the prosecutor of the person he might be investigating." Mueller had been Comey's predecessor, having headed up the FBI under both George W. Bush and Barack Obama. Ruddy added that Mueller is a man of integrity but said that the far-ranging nature of the investigations could cause issues for Mueller in the future, given those factors. On Sunday, Sekulow refused to deny that Trump would order his deputy attorney, General Rod Rosenstein, to fire Mueller. "Look, the President of the United States, as we all know, is a unitary executive," Sekulow said. "I'm not going to speculate on what he will or will not do." Earlier in the program, Sekulow had hinted that he found some of Mueller's actions to be troublesome, suggesting that Mueller was somehow in cahoots with Comey. The special counsel, Sekulow pointed out, had allowed Comey to testify Thursday before the Senate Intelligence Committee. James Comey said he reviewed the testimony with the special counsel, and "You wonder if, it's unusual to me, and I've done a lot of cases for 40 years of practicing law almost, and at the highest levels of the Supreme Court, that you have a situation, I think this is unprecedented, where the testimony was reviewed," he said. Turning his ire to Comey, Sekulow continued, "And then it was, part of that testimony, a large part, was based on leaked information." During Thursday's Capitol Hill hearing, Comey confessed that he had handed his memos on meetings with President Trump over to a friend at Columbia University to then be passed along to the New York Times. Trump's team has used this admission to try and color Comey and suggest he's an unreliable witness, even though he testified under oath. "I mean, I want everyone to be thinking about this," Trump's lawyer said on Stephanopoulos' program. "So this was an unprecedented move," he said of Comey's decision to leak the memos into the press. Sekulow's questioning of coziness between Comey and Mueller prompted Stephanopoulos to ask if the president and his legal team didn't have confidence in Robert Mueller to conduct a fair investigation. Sekulow pivoted. "No, what we're saying is look, I mean Mark Gassance is the lead lawyer in this case and is in charge of the legal team, has said clearly that he is putting forward a legal team and a legal defense that will address all of the issues. But I think that the unusual situation here, this is unprecedented in our history, is that the former executive, the former FBI director was the source of a leak," Sekulow continued. "I mean, George, you know, we've all been concerned about leaks and here he was the source of that leak," he added. As to whether Trump could ever fire Mueller, that would be an issue the president would discuss with his advisors, Sekulow said. "But I can't imagine that that issue is going to arise," the attorney added. "I mean, George, if there was a basis upon which there was a question raised that raised the kind of issues that are serious, as in the situation with James Comey, the president has the authority to take action," Sekulow continued. "Whether he would do it is ultimately a decision the president makes,